Howdy, insufferable gaming fans. Your old pal Rosser here. Now, just for shits and giggles, and mostly giggles, I thought that I would do something a little bit different today and show off a monster hunt in one of my favorite old-timey style MMORPGs. Now, it'll be a while before I get there because I forgot to take care of some stuff ahead of time. However, it shouldn't be too long. I just gotta sell some of these gems I picked up in my massive treasure that I found and deposited in the local bank. White sword. Awesome. This game uses a lot of syntax and whatnot. Now, this is a really fun game, and I recommend it to everyone. And before I head off on my serpent hunt, and by the way, this is not the original starting area of the game either. This is an advanced place. I'm going to cast Strength. And I'm going to pull off my recall ring, of which I wear 2. And I immediately teleport into a log about 80 feet below the surface of Oakvael. I have my returning axe equipped at the moment, which is an excellent weapon. And I have a huge skill in it, which is why, well, it's part of the reason why nothing's hitting me, as you can see by the log here at the bottom. In this game, whoa, you can use the command bar to use spells, or you can double click on them in your quick bar down here. I only have 3 spells in my quick bar, and only 2 of them are actually useful, because as a knight, I don't have that many useful spells. But one of the essential spells that I have is, of course, Cure, which you don't get until you become a knight, or you can get it a lot earlier if you're a thaumaturge. There's a quest involved in becoming a knight out of a fighter, but that's a story for another day. For now, we want to take out some of these enemies. Ooh, and I can hear the serpent. It should be right on the other side of a secret door. Which means if I can get rid of these crap sack monsters very quickly. Also, a lot of these monsters will run if you do severe damage to them. That was heavy damage. Heavy damage again. Next hit should be severe damage or death. Ooh, but he's stunned, so let's finish him off if we can. There we go. Hey, bonus. Got that one too. Alright, let's see if we can find the serpent and draw him into this hidden room. He's very near into the northwest. Well, we don't want to fight him with a bunch of monsters, a bunch of other monsters around. So I'm going to draw him in and close the secret door here. I'm going to finish these ass clowns off. We can do some looting once I get rid of the serpent. It doesn't really matter what you take out first at lower levels, but when you are fighting in a real desperate fight, you want to kill off the stuff that can hit you the hardest, the firstest, if that makes any sense. Take out a few more hobgoblins. Not a huge problem. You can also get a list of monsters and see their varying states of health by hitting the creatures list. It's also a good way to keep track of how much health your allies have if you are in a party or are playing with friends. Because this is, after all, a massively multiplayer online RPG. One of the first, in fact. Ooh, and that sound means that my strength spell wore off, so let's reapply that. Don't accidentally give strength to the troll or the hobgoblin, because that'd be dumb. Super dumb. Come on, come on. It would make a lot of people really nervous to get this low on health. There's a lot of neat tricks you can do with syntax spell casting, but I'm not going to get into them all right now. But the most poignant one is that if you use... Oh, wait, hold on. I hear the serpent really close again. Let's see if we can hop out and find it real quick. You can also see what weapons the enemies have. Holy shnikey. Retreat, 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 retreat. See, if I was at a lower level, or had a lesser weapon skill, I would be toast at the moment. Fortunately, I am not. I came with a contingency plan. I'm going to put my axe away, keeping my shield. This particular shield is an immortal knight shield, which is awesome. Going to pull out my napalm, and I'm going to say, throw bottle. Don't drink it, throw it. I have fire and ice protection in the form of this scarf and several other things, which is why I'm not burning myself to death. So even with maximum fire and ice protection, you can still take some damage. Get my axe back out. Well, the nice thing about that is I burned up all of the enemies on that thing, so I don't have to worry too much about trying to individually search them all. Now, I have a returning axe, which means that I can double click it and throw it at enemies, thusly. And if you throw it at something that's catching a or casting a spell, it'll stop a mid-spell. Those thaumaturges, they'll cast death spells and stun spells mostly. I wanted to lure the salamander down here so he could burn up all of the corpses in my wake. Grizzly, yes. Effective, also yes. Alright. Let's take out some of these orcs via my returning axe. If you can't get a returning axe, there's a returning hammer that does just as much damage but has slightly less armor penetration. Also, if you hit up on the keyboard, you'll automatically enter the last keyboard command that you had, which is good for quick stuff. Now, I'm getting a little ragged here, and my magic doesn't my magic doesn't regenerate itself super fast, but I also brought a couple of bottles of healing potions, or as they're called here, balms. I want to try to save those for as long as I can. Now, most long-time Legends of Kesmai players would cringe at how close I'm getting to death before using my healing items, but I'm a bit of an old hand at this, so I'm not super worried yet. And we're going to have plenty of delicious, gooey items to collect, most of which I won't be able to actually carry, mind you, but you work with what you got. Take out some of these trolls. Troll. I had a friend ask me one time, what is it you guys do when you're playing Dungeons and Dragons? Do you just like sit around going, troll, I'm a troll? And we looked him right in the face and we said, yep, Serpent is near to the northeast. That's good. There's a very specific way in which we hunt the serpent. Haha! Take that, Minotaur. One of those ways of hunting the serpent involves killing as many enemies as you can before it finds you. And I hear it very close, so it very well may get the jump on me here. But that's okay, because I am not ready to panic yet. The thing about the serpent is, if you get it to low hit points, it will run, which is why we want to lure it into the secret room. The secret room where I had my teleport ring set. Whoa. And I just dropped my axe for the first time in months. For a freak accident. Lovely. I'm going to switch it to my creature's view so I can see instantly if the serpent comes on screen. You should be very near here. Any second now, I'm going to be seeing that serpent. Yep. I've got that serpent's number. Should be right around here somewhere. Serpent? Serpent. Oh, that serpent's making me a liar. Outstanding. I must have just missed him. Hit a wizard in the face. Make the world a better place. Now it's to the southeast. Fortunately, I know the layout of this area. Let's see if I can go around and find him. I want to lure him back to the secret room, as I said. That way, when he takes a lot of hits, he can't escape. Ooh, that's not good. Those orcs can cast web on you. If you get web cast on you, and the serpent shows up, you can't run. And running is a good part of my serpent strategy. Which means you don't want to get hit by webs. See, you were caught in the web. Right there. Alright. Where is Mr. Serpent? To the east. Let's move on. Oh, come on. Sometimes it takes far too long to track this guy down. It's worth it for a reason. And the Minotaurs usually flee if they get the chance. The reason you want to kill the serpent is because he drops a very unique item which only he and a couple other of much harder enemies ever drop. A Drake potion. Or more accurately, a potion that restores your permanent hit point base. This is going to be a bit tricky. Okay, he's southwest. I do not want to be in the water when he... Well, actually, it doesn't matter if I'm in the water when he catches up, because he's not a fast swimmer, despite being a serpent. However, I can actually drown if I'm not careful, because I did not equip my water-breathing ring. Where the withering hell is that serpent? There it is. Okay, cancel out of whatever I'm doing and start the run back to where I was going. Your character, assuming that he has full stamina, can run 3 spaces at a time, whereas the serpent can only run 2 spaces at a time at max speed. And therein lies the crux of our strategy. We want to get the serpent in the secret room here. I said get the serpent in the secret room here. Considering that it can only hit us if we stand still, we can wait till it hops over the second time, run a space, back up, close the door, and it cannot hit us. Now, normally the serpent would be a joke of a boss. However, it has one horrible advantage that most people don't take into account. And that is, it has some really nasty venom. So, we do not want to take any hits from the serpent, as it can drain our hit points faster than pretty much anything. We want to just run back and forth, killing everything in the room until it's just us and the serpent. It's strategy, folks. Wait for it. If we ever get too close, we can just wait before hitting it, and then use our timing to dodge it better. We can afford to take a step back just because of our 3-block range. The serpent can't. So if it gets really close to being able to walk over and hit you without you being able to get a free shot off, just wait for it and immediately step off. Of course, this is all moot if your endurance is completely gone, but I have a potion for that. Fortunately, usually a character's strength is so high before the point where they can even go to Oakvael that it's not an issue, but just in case. I have this bottle filled with the potion I need. If I need to, I can chug it down and immediately have... Oh, got a severe hit. That means from now on it's going to be running. So now the thing is that you stand in the middle and just pick it off. Piece of cake at this point. Now comes the fun part. Did we get a Drake potion from this fight? Because this only has a 50-50 shot of dropping one. It did not drop a Drake potion. Well, that's disappointing, but at the same time, it's okay because we didn't actually have to fight a wyvern. And also we can pick off anything else that we fought along the way and kind of recoup our losses. Oh, we can put back on our recall ring. That way, when you put a recall ring on, it sets a flag to wherever it is exactly that you put it on, and then when you take it off, you're instantly teleported back there, unless it's in the middle of, you know, like a boss lair or something like that. So, very useful for long-term hunting. I'll just grab a few more items, loot a few more enemies. In this particular area of the game, these blue gems aren't super great, but they're still worth picking up if you have inventory space. These shiny red gems, they're worth picking up. So we're diamonds. Diamonds! And I'm pretty sure I saw some diamonds. These dull red gems are like the shiny red gems, except slightly different, because the dull red gems are the eye of the salamanders. Those flame-spitting lizards. Also, gold is the most likely thing to send you over your weight limit, thereby draining your endurance. But these endurance potions are fairly common, so it's not a huge deal. I'm gonna... Ooh, and anytime you find one of these rings, look like this. This right here. This is a shield ring. You don't find really good shield rings in this area of the game, but you can sell them for a bit more than you can most gems. Also, if you have a friend that's just starting out, you can give them one of those, or two of those, hell, half a dozen of those. I wear two +3 shielders myself. There are better shielders in the game, but I haven't been able to score any yet. Let's just keep on looting. Looting. Looting is good for you. Nothing there. Nothing there. Not enough to bother bending over there. Yeesh. These guys. Nothing there. I can afford to dick around because I have amazingly high weapon skill with my returning axe. So it's not a big deal if I, well, it's not a big deal if I get mobbed in this level. Down those stairs, though, those stairs right there, that's where all bets are off in this particular area. Because that's where the difficulty starts exponentially ramping up. The enemies there hit you a lot more frequently with a lot more skill. So I guess what I'm trying to say is another of the most important skills you'll ever learn in this game is where not to go. So you'll notice that when you don't sit around and wait for your enemies' corpses to decay, they stick around and you've got to double click them to get them to drop their stuff. Hey, diamond. Also, if you kill a bunch of enemies and leave them alone, other enemies will come along and pick up the stuff that they dropped. And I just heard something come. Orcs? Orcs! Take that, orc. Orc, you best be gone. You too. And your sister. Your sister's ugly. Now, normally in this area I'd be working on some of my other weapon skills, but again, my axe skill is my best skill, so it is appropriate for the purposes of demonstration. And again, I'll just pick up any gold, which you can use for weapon training. That's the most important thing at this point of the game. At medium to high levels, weapon training costs more gold than you will pick up in one run anywhere. Which is why you better be saving up the whole rest of the time. Okay. That's enough dicking around here. I always keep my bottom recall ring set to 10. And every time I get here, I like to purchase another 2 recall rings, which are 300 gold total. I keep one for when I get back to where I want to be in the dungeon, so I can put that on later, and one for here. At this point, I will simply sell my loot, keeping what I want if I found anything cool. P.S. I didn't this time. And, that's pretty much it. I'll do weapon training with the trainer. I'll deposit my gold that I don't use, and just kind of wait around until the next big thing comes down the pipe. So, until then, this is your old pal Rosser. Take a drink.